there. My name is Alanna Levenson with I Love My Life Coaching. I am a business coach and leadership coach. Why I love my life? Well, even though I coach business owners, entrepreneurs, as well as senior leaders in organizations, apart from your career and building your business, it's about loving your life as a whole. So, anyway, I wanted to come on here and share something that was interesting that came up in a coaching session recently. So in my work, sometimes I work with leaders in corporations to review a 360. Often with 360s, here's what I've observed that typically happens. The person who goes through the 360, usually they have to provide feedback about themselves, as well as they pick certain people to give feedback as well. They then get the report. They might breeze through it, read a couple things, look at some numbers, look at some comments, and then they usually save it right back to the computer and don't go back to it. And there isn't usually much that's done with it. Something else I want to note is I've done a lot of these, and I've done a lot of them from different companies. And the statements, they're not questions. The statements that are in 360s are usually different. And so I'm imagining that there's either somebody in the organization, or if they're partnering with another organization to do that 360, that those statements are chosen for a particular reason. I want to share one that strikes me as interesting. One is, and I'm not going to name the company. I'm not going to provide the real name, so I want to maintain confidentiality. But let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, that the person's name is Dave. So the statement is, I feel comfortable offering Dave constructive feedback. And the person rated themselves, and then their manager rated them, and then others rated them as well. They could be direct reports, they could be peers, or anybody else in the organization that they felt that they wanted feedback from. Anonymously, one of the comments was, Dave has a healthy grasp on self-worth and therefore is confidently receptive to constructive feedback for the betterment of themselves and the team or project. What I want to point out about what's really brilliant in regards to this anonymous comment is the fact that, so there's how to deliver feedback. I get asked that a lot from managers and leaders. What's the most effective way to deliver feedback? And also, to back up a second, there's this old phrase called giving constructive criticism. I'll just quickly say that that's an oxymoron, and there is literally nothing constructive about criticism. And so calling it feedback is a better way of putting this. An even better way of putting it really is to share your experience or how that person is experienced, or how they were experienced in a particular situation. For the sake of this conversation, we'll stick with feedback. So what's brilliant about the anonymous feedback that Dave received from this 360 is that how you receive feedback is based on how you perceive yourself. So self-worth, if you have a higher self-worth, you will be able to actually hear feedback, receive it, and do something productive with it without taking it personally. So I just wanted to quickly point that out. I think it's something that, now that I've said that, you probably get it right away. So for those of you that are watching this, if you are either someone who provides feedback to others, who participates in 360s, either because you yourself are on the receiving end, or you're on the giving end, if you're a leader hearing this, and I would encourage leaders to have more purposeful conversations with their direct reports about feedback or what comes up in a 360. I would also encourage those that are on the receiving end of a 360 to go to peers and your direct leader to engage them in more direct conversation based on the feedback that you received. That said, if you find yourself getting emotionally upset or angry, or having just certain emotions, I'm not going to tell you how to feel around feedback that you receive from this, check in with yourself on where you're at in terms of self-confidence and definitely self-worth, because the higher your self-worth is, the more receptive you will be to receiving feedback. And all feedback is constructive, whether you agree with it or not. It's giving you awareness of how others are experiencing you, and then you're at choice about what you want to do with that. If you receive it and just say, you know what, I'm okay with what I received, I'm good with who I'm being, I don't really want to do much with this, that's okay. Move on. If you're receiving feedback and you're noticing something's coming up for you, it might be time to look in the mirror and see where this might be true. Or even if you don't think it's true, if somebody is experiencing you that way and you don't want them to experience you that way, then it might require you to really look at how to do something differently. So I hope this was helpful. You need additional help, or if this is the kind of coaching that would be beneficial for you to work on yourself, to better yourself in terms of your career, to better yourself as a leader, to better yourself as a business owner. I don't typically see 360s done in small businesses or with entrepreneurship, but feedback in general is important to elicit from people that you respect and appreciate those relationships. And it's always helpful to ask people how you're showing up and how you're being received. So if you have any questions, please reach out. If you have any comments about this, I'd love to hear from you. If this is helpful in any way, please comment as well. And if you want to receive, more videos like this, like my channel so that you can receive notifications for when new ones are posted. So again, this is Alanna Levenson with I Love My Life Coaching, and I'll see you next time.